हेलो दर्शकों, मोबिलोग्राफी के इस नए एपिसोड में आप सबका स्वागत है। मोबिलो टॉक शो में आज हमारे साथ वो व्यक्ति हैं जिनका इस एपिसोड के लिए बहुत समय से इंतजार था। वी वर रियली लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड फॉर दिस इंटरव्यू सिंस लॉन्ग एंड शी इज फ्रॉम केरला. She is a stunning photographer. Uh, the way she is creative, it really inspires us a lot. She is with us today. Lakshmi, you are very welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ashish. I'm happy to join you.
Yeah, and such a great day it is. Viewers, आज होली है, हमारे यहाँ लॉकडाउन है और वी आर एंजॉइंग दिस इंटरव्यू. तो हम लक्ष्मी जी से जानेंगे कुछ उनकी लाइफ के बारे में. थोड़ा सा एक बात और बता दूं कि लक्ष्मी जी शी इज़ फ्रॉम केरला, तो वो हिंदी समझ लेती हैं, बोल नहीं पाती उतना फ्लुएंटली, बट शी नोज मैनी लैंग्वेजेस. यस, अपार्ट फ्रॉम मलयालम शी नोज तमिल and English,
Kannada,
of course, Kannada, yes, and she knows Telugu, Telugu as well.
and follow Telugu, Marathi.
Marathi, oh wow, oh wow. So, Lakshmi, could you please tell us about your creative journey? You know, the way you click, the way you view things, it's altogether very different, very, very different. So, how is your journey has been, creative journey of photography? Tell us something about that.
Um, Photography. Now, if I look back, I actually don't know when I started taking photos seriously. But I think it's when my daughter was born. I started taking photographs. That was a time when we used to print out all the photos. It was in the digital photos.
Right.
And when I get the printout, I used to stick it in the album and write the stories down by hand. And I wanted to make this as the most precious gift for my daughter. But so I think that's where this photography started. I started connecting stories to photos. Unfortunately, during so many house shifting and transfers and transits, I lost that album. That is a very sad thing that has happened. I think that's the most precious thing I lost in my life.
Oh,
Doesn't matter. I talked to my daughter about all this, and later on, I kept taking photos, but that wasn't anything serious. Um, and when these mobile phones started coming, it became much easier for us. Like wherever we are, we could take photos. I think that was the transformation point. It wasn't easy otherwise to carry a camera everywhere. We would see frames, but we don't have the camera in hand. But mobile phones made a big transition there. And I have seen wonderful photographs taken by people, but I am never able to take photographs like that. I actually, yeah, my attention goes into the smaller things. For example, if there are two leaves, I find that most of the leaf shapes are heart shaped, and then I may see two leaves fallen down together, lying down. I feel okay. There are two hearts. Then I feel a story there. Then I take the picture of those two leaves. I think you'll see in my Facebook profile there are a lot of leaf photographs. That's one thing. Then chairs. Uh, my favorite theme otherwise is doors and windows. I love to take doors pictures. There are streets, broken walls. I see images in clouds. So it's all so abstract. I can never say that which where my skill lies or where if at all I have some talent in photography. I'm not sure. But somehow that creativity, I think that is what works in everyone and in me too. The journey as such is just going on. I think everybody is born creative. I'm also born creative, and in certain things which we do, it is showing up, and it's going on and on. That's
do you have any painting background as such? Because your pictures have vivid colors and shades and many other things which we can relate it to painting.
Yes. And most of the photos after I do the editing part, they look like paintings. I'm not an artist by like a profession or so, but I do paint a lot. I play with colors, and I cannot do a realistic painting. I can't look at a place and paint, or I can't paint pictures. But I work with colors in a very different way. Mostly, what I enjoy is acrylic pouring, where we mix acrylic colors and we pour it. And I feel it's always a reflection of my state of mind. When I pour colors, I see patterns which relate to my thoughts at that point of time and my mood. So, and that way I do a lot of painting, this kind of painting, abstract paintings, uh, different types of abstract paintings. Otherwise, I'm not an artist, but I think everyone who enjoys beauty is an artist.
Right.
So that's my claim there.
Mm-hmm. And do you use DSLRs nowadays?
I do own a DSLR for the last maybe 6 or 7 years,
Okay.
but majority of my photos happen on my iPhone, and that's not even the latest model. It's an iPhone 7, which I
Mm-hmm.
work with.
Mm-hmm.
That's a convenience that makes me use the phone more. These days, now I'm trying to switch more into my DSLR, but still, the convenience that my phone gives me is unreal.
Okay. Okay. And you live in such a beautiful place, Kollam. How this city contributes in your creativity?
Oh my God, if I have nothing else in my life to do, and if my life was being taken care of with something else, I would have dedicated 24 hours into taking photographs of this nature, because I have a beach at maybe 300 meters from my home. Then there are so many beaches in this town. There are lakes, rivers, and greenery. There is so much. We could spend our entire life taking photographs in this place. I don't even have to go out of this district. This Kollam district itself is so beautiful that for a photographer, it will take his 24 hours, day and night. You can work. It's that creative, creativity generating a place.
Right. And we need to talk about few of your pictures. The very first one is that two chairs and the beach. Okay.
Huh.
So what made you click that picture?
Okay. Um, that was at a cliff resort. That I was at a resort, and that was on the cliff. Cliff means it's on the mountain top.
Mhm.
It's at a height from the sea. So
Okay.
from the edge of the cliff, when you look down, it is a beach that you see.
Mhm.
And we had these two chairs put there, and the view from the back of the chairs was that beyond the chair it was a sea. I felt that to be a very beautiful sight, which it's not a frame we would easily get anywhere else. So I clicked it, but after I clicked the most of the time it's after I click the picture that I get the story.
Okay.
After I clicked it, I felt that something divine or something very peculiar, very powerful about that picture.
Mhm.
And there were two empty chairs, but I felt that I could see my parents there in the chairs. I could not see, but I could feel it. Then I thought anyone who can see it can feel the people who are missing in their lives there.
Mhm.
I think the caption I had put in that picture itself was something related to that. If you have lost your people, you can feel that their souls are watching you. I felt something very unique about that picture after I clicked it.
Mhm. Okay.
That's a
And
very special picture for me too. I like that very much.
mhm. And coming to that another one, a single chair, side angle with that halo kind of thing. Okay. So what is that? I mean, it's a painting look. Okay, what you did actually. I mean, what you felt when you clicked that picture.
See, I lost my husband a few years ago. So wherever I see single pieces, it strikes me, it reflects me there. This chair is in my bedroom. Um, at some point of time, again, whenever I feel lonely, my attention goes into these single objects. So I was focusing my phone camera, iPhone camera onto it, and I saw there's a window on the opposite side, and it was afternoon time. Through the camera, I am able to see the light reflection, the spherical aberration there, the circle. I moved my phone, I can't see it. This was visible only through the camera. Then I clicked it. I thought I'm catching the virtual there. What is not there, I'm able to catch. And when I started editing it, it started showing up in a very clearer way. The clarity increased. And there are times when my editing becomes over editing actually. That's a photo where I have over edited, but that was a deliberate attempt because only then that circle, that light reflection was visible and it turned out to look like a painting. But
Okay.
initially it started with that idea of that single chair, the single soul, the single me, the connection, the reflection of myself there. That was important when it started, but later it ended up in catching something which is not real.
Okay. And that photograph, that stairs and uh, that thing, some matka or something which is lying there, what is that? It's also a painting look.
Yes. Um, that pot, that's a
Mm-hmm.
copper pot.
Mm-hmm.
That's really a very old antique piece from my family, from my husband's family actually.
Okay.
And I think everything in my house is antique. And this was kept in the corner of that stairs.
Mm-hmm.
It was always there, but at some moment when I see it, I feel something different or peculiar about it. I thought the stairs, the wooden stairs, and the light that was falling onto the wall, everything put together gave a full antique frame. So it was that antique feel that I tried to capture in that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so when you are clicking indoor, like you did in these pictures, or when you are clicking outdoor, you're the mesmerizing landscapes or the beach and sea and shape and birds. Okay, so is the feeling same? I mean, what is your approach when as soon as this location changes? If you are outdoor or you are indoor, is there something very different you are trying or what?
I never try for anything different. Most of the time, I don't even know that it is different. Um, I understand that it was different when I get comments or remarks from people. Like at a later stage, when somebody tells me that, yeah, we saw this picture. How did this kind of an idea strike you? Like it's so unique. Then I come back and look at it. Is that unique? Was it that good? Is it true what people say? But when I get repeated comments from different people about the same photo, then I understand that okay, that was good.
So, uh,
Uh, other- Otherwise, place always influences me because I see a part of life and everything around, every small thing reflects our life. That's what makes me click that picture.
that's nice.
Even later in the evening when I go for work, there are a few trees where there are no leaves at all. It's just the branches almost drying. But I see a lot of birds perched on those trees. And when I take those pictures, it's all like silhouettes. But then if I take a series of 4 or 5 pictures, you can write a complete story about considering the different poses in which the birds sit. You concentrate on two birds on those trees and take 4 or 5 pictures, you get a complete life story there. So those are the things that inspire me to click those pictures.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And could you please tell the viewers your Indore connection, the Delhi College connection? I mean, I'm from Ujjain, right? So please tell the viewers about that.
Um, I got married to my then best friend, Samir Tambe, who was my senior in college, that's in Dr. Ambedkar Institute of Technology. We did our engineering in Bangalore. He was from Indore. He studied in Delhi College. He's from the Tambe family of Indore. And but unfortunately, I lost him in 2008. And life hadn't been easy after him. But the courage he has instilled in me makes me live a bold life till date.
Yeah. Are you planning to
And
come to Indore?
I have come there maybe 3 or 4 times. I've stayed at the most 3 or 4 days in a stretch, not more.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
But
Okay. And regarding your photography again, what is your approach towards editing? How will you explain your editing?
see, my daughter also is a photographer. She's a lawyer, come photographer. She takes it
Mhm.
in a very professional way.
Mhm.
Every time she sees my pictures, she tells me, Amma, this is an overcooked thing. Don't do this.
Mhm.
Says my frames are good. The idea behind every photo is good, but the way I edit it is too art. She tells me that it is too artificial. I do too much of editing. But I know I've started observing myself after hearing this comment repeatedly. The thing is, when I start editing, I somehow stop at a point where this photograph looks like a painting. I've understood that. So because I like paintings, the photos get converted into paintings at some point of time with my editing. I also feel it is a bit too much of editing that I do, but that happens. At the same time, there are certain photographs where I don't touch uh, too much editing. I don't do that. I limit my editing there. Where it is too dreamy and too much of stories there, I feel like editing mode. And most of my editing is done with Snapseed um, or the photos on my
Mhm.
Mac or iPhone.
Okay. And when you remember the mobilographic group, how you remember that? The photographs, the photographers. I mean, there must be someone who
There,
inspires you a lot.
there are, I mean, Mobilography group is my inspiration actually. I started taking this photograph seriously because of that group. And it was Punita, my friend, who got me introduced into that group.
Right.
What I found so most special about her is again every small thing is clicked by her. All the photographs are beautiful. They're all small, simple things. I learned that every small thing is beautiful, and she does that. That's her kind of photography.
Mhm.
Then I got to know about some terrific experts in that group: Digvijay Singh, Ashish Singh,
Mhm.
and Noopur.
Nupur, yeah.
And there are so many people. I'm very poor at remembering names, but I know there are so many people who they don't even see. They take care that all the photos are not similar. They don't brand the photos by the name.
Mhm.
There's so much variety that is maintained.
Mhm.
I also fear that kind of a stereotypic photography. Like the moment they see one photograph, they shouldn't be able to say, "Oh, this is Lakshmi Tambe's photo." They shouldn't say that. And I'm seeing that most of the people in mobilography, they don't do that. They're all different from one another and very beautiful and exceptionally nice photos. I watch the photos. I learn how they are framed it, how they're edited it. I mean, that's how I learn from that. And
Mhm.
really, unless you're a part of some group like that, you can't learn. You will,
Agreed.
you'll keep being yourself. If you want to grow, you have to be a part of a group like this.
Mhm. Right. And you have been an inspiration for the group. I seriously want to tell you that people are there who remember your pics a lot. They want you to post more and more. But I don't know. I mean, you got busy or something, but it's been long that you posted very less, isn't it? Mhm.
I'll be back. It's actually, I'm a very moody person. I find interest in one thing, then I stay stuck to that. I forget everything else. Because I'm a professional trainer too. So when I get into these trainings that are done for this engineering and management students, then I leave everything else and get stuck to that. I leave that and get into photography. I will post 4, 5 photos in the same day. So it's my mood. So at some point, I got drifted to something else, and I left photos for a couple of months. Then now I'm back to it.
Mhm.
I'll be there.
Mhm.
As I start posting, we see so many photos a day.
Mhm. And there was a question, okay, which I was just thinking to ask you, okay, and the nation wants to know, okay, not only me, the nation wants to know that why you get offended when you are told that you are photogenic. And I
I
think,
understand the
and I
meaning of
think,
being.
yeah, yeah, and I think, the members will agree that you are photogenic. So, I mean, why to get offended?
If
What
you
happened?
say, yeah, one of my friends had commented on that post that you look awesome and you're photogenic too. If you say like that, then it's acceptable. Otherwise, some people look at me and they'll be so shocked at, oh, you're a very photogenic person. So the shock tells me that I'm not beautiful otherwise outside the photograph. So that was the post.
Yeah, that was the Facebook post.
There's no offense actually. I just meant fun in that. It was just humor.
Okay, and what things are there which inspire you a lot? Family, place, or what thing? And what enhances your creativity? And if you need to suggest someone that if someone asks you okay, how to, get our creativity enhanced or getting better, so what will you advise?
I don't know what to advise, but I can tell you my situation. I
Mhm.
become most creative when I am disturbed or upset. It's the pain within me that invokes the creativity. Of course, photos I would take even otherwise. If it comes to painting and writing, I can do all this when I'm in pain. Maybe that's a very common thing with a lot of creative people or actors. I'm not sure, but that's what happens to me. If I'm able to create even when I'm happy, that would be very good, which I'm not able. I can't even write an article when I'm perfect and happy and everything is going fine. I think
Mhm.
you need to practice. The more you practice, you become more and more creative. Then you will find more options and opportunities to create things. So practice and consistency is required. These two things are missing in me. I have no consistency. I don't practice. Both.
Okay. Mhm. So, um, this is, I mean, in every interview, I ask people, what is your message for the mobilography group people? Uh, there are members who will be watching this. There will be few other people who are still not in the mobilography group, but they will be watching this interview. So, what is your message to them?
Spontaneously, what comes to my mind is that if you have a positive strength in you and a creative strength in you, keep doing it, keep showing it out. Every good and creative and beautiful thing that is shown to another person, when they see it, they feel inspired. Inspiration or that creative skill, it is specifically the inspiration is contagious. You inspire, you feel inspired, you create. This will create an inspiration in another person who can enjoy this. He will feel inspired. He will also do it, and this will pass on. So that is like passing on or spreading positivity and happiness and creativity. So keep doing and showing it out to people, which will inspire others.
Okay.
Don't keep it to yourself. Show it.
Hmm. Okay, and I
Because
forgot
there
one
was a
thing.
time
Yeah, please. Okay, I forgot a
no, I
question.
said there
Sorry.
was a time when I used to
Hmm,
do a lot of work and
hmm.
events.
Okay. And I forgot a question that how much technical you are with your photography? I mean, do you use the pro mode as well or
No,
no?
it is just limited features from Snapseed.
Okay.
My daughter has a licensed copy of Lightroom, so once in a while I go onto her laptop and use Lightroom also, and
Okay.
that is it. Otherwise, I am not. But there are certain features on Snapseed which are wonderful. Like it's called double exposure,
Hmm.
where you superimpose one picture onto the other. That is
Right.
one feature I like very much. I
Hmm.
haven't used in many photographs, but one or two. There is one picture where it's a photo of a tree and a coffee mug, which are superimposed, and it's done in black and white. I think
Hmm.
that has come out good. That way, that's one feature of Snapseed which I like very much. Otherwise, Snapseed is very simple. I am only at that level, not too technical.
Okay. So it was a fantastic, I mean, not to say interview, I mean, it was a fantastic chatting with you, Lakshmi. Seriously. And thank
Thank
you
you,
that
Ashish. I
you
enjoyed it.
spared the time. Yeah, thank you. And hopefully we'll be meeting again because I get many advices regarding that this should have been asked. Why didn't you ask this thing and XYZ? I get many advices. So I am just gathering all those questions and I will be contacting you again. We will be again online. Okay. So please be ready for
You're
the next
welcome, Ashish.
interview. Yeah. Okay. So thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you very
Lakshmi.
much.
ओके, तो दर्शकों, ये लक्ष्मी जी हमारे साथ केरला से, और ये एक बहुत छोटी सी प्यारी सी बातचीत इनके साथ में हुई है। तो प्लीज़ आप ग्रुप के साथ बने रहिए, आपके एडवाइजेस देते रहिए, आपका फीडबैक दीजिए, कैसे हम प्रोग्राम को और बेहतर बना सकते हैं वो बताइए, और बने रहिए मोबिलोग्राफी के साथ में। थैंक यू, हैप्पी क्लिकिंग।
Thank you.